And it's live. Yay. Wait a minute. Hi guys. I'm just checking. I'm catching up on the comments. Let's see. Numbers. Uh, Jeff says, "Oh, Bruce pomegranate. Oh, yeah, because somebody was rushing home to get here and dropped a pomegranate that they were going to offer. Oh man. Yeah.
We love you anyway.
Yeah.
But
well,
the good news is tonight is a very special night.
Mhm.
It's naked ceremony night. No, I'm joking.
No, dude. This YouTube standards, okay? Now I will say this. I do have this month's episode ready. You'll see it at the end of this broadcast as the link to the premiere.
Yeah.
And also I put together a little animation of some pictures that I took from the eclipse, and that's on my other channel, and you'll see a link to that as well. Or at least that's going to be on when the how-to guide episode runs. Then at the end of that, you'll see the link for the eclipse animation. So yeah, I put it all in a stream. But I'm glad to be here in the meantime, though, guys. Thank you, and thank you so much. And I noticed that some folks were saying that they're having issues with breathing and trying not to come down with stuff.
My sympathies.
Yeah,
totally.
Well, I'll tell you, today must have been just a bad allergy or something. I'm feeling like sinus stuff all up in here. And what's really frustrating is they said that that over-the-counter decongestant doesn't really work. So I'm like, what do I do? I don't even have anything now.
Time to light a bomb.
Well, actually, I have a neti thing, whatever. But I'm not going to do that like when I'm trying to get ready for service and I've just had a little light dinner and all that. It
would be disaster.
It would be difficult. So I'm kind of stuck with, all right, just take some Tylenol and power through. So I'm just glad you guys are here. And tonight we're honoring the appearance of Neat and rights for Sobek. And just in case, because occasionally we'll get folks from all over the world, who catch, our videos. And the little statue that I have next to Neith is Ma Durga, the Hindu goddess. That is because, for one, Durga Puja is actually, going on right now. It's getting to its climax because it's a 9-day festival. And she's a mother goddess. She's she has many aspects, but she is, identified with creation. And I've had a dream basically at one point that, she is, parallel with Neith. So that's not meant as any disrespect to Durga, but rather to, acknowledge that she and Neith have sort of parallel roles.
Right.
So, if anybody who, is of that persuasion, is watching, trying to be thoughtful and aware, and inclusive. So that's what we're trying to do here. So, and trying not to hang up on things as I step around. So.
Hey, where is your newest piece of artwork?
It is actually on the Aku screen. Okay.
Yeah, you got to show that.
Okay. All right, and for some reason I just noticed the echo that's in this room. I don't know why it is that I notice it now, but anyway. Went to a little the paint a ceramic place, and this is what I made. And so this is meant to be a water lily pattern, and nice and blue on the inside. Can it show up? Can see it.
Can you pass it this way too?
Sure. Yeah, and the light gives it kind of a yellow cast, but you've got sort of a turquoise blue and then a light blue and then a deeper blue in here. And yeah, here you go.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so that's inspired by things that we saw in exhibits. And Darren was so stoked with it, and I said, yeah, well, it's going to go over here on the Alpu shrine. And I guess we'll say a prayer that the other pieces that I made will fire and not crack. And I know that our friend Dominic Marinkovic deals with that on a regular basis. Is please gods don't let this shatter in the kiln. But kind of in that situation, so we're hoping it turns out well. Oh, and before we get started, one other cool thing. Something that I learned this weekend is if you have a chance to go into an antique shop and browse, do so, because you never know what you might find in an antique store. And Darren was kind enough to buy this for me. This little statue of Osiris. Can you see it? Yeah, this is metal, and so he's actually got quite a bit of heft to him, and so does my aunt. And these were souvenirs from Egypt from who knows how long ago. I don't. They're not antiquities, but they're they were made at a point when metal was a little cheaper to get, so they're very cool. And I'll let you see that. So yeah,
very nice.
Yeah, and they came from an antique shop in the middle of all the Halloween stuff and stuff that looks like it came out of your your grandma's house. So you never know what you might find. So and the little Sekhmet spoon. This actually came from the Memphis Zoo, and so there's Sekhmet, and it says on the back, Sekhmet, Queen of Memphis. So I guess that has become one of her titles now. We have an American aspect of Sekhmet is Queen of Memphis. So yes, how about that? With that in mind,
Queen of Memphis.
yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Memphis.
Everything the light touches.
Well, and see, the city of Memphis really, kind of capitalized on the fact that there's a Memphis, Egypt, and then Memphis, Tennessee, and it's situated on the major river of North America, being the Mississippi. It's just like Memphis on the Nile. And so, and they have an Egyptology program at the University of Tennessee in Memphis, and they one of these times we'll have to go and see what because I think they have a permanent collection there, that you can visit. So we'll do a Kemetic how-to guide road trip. Go check it out.
Be quite a road trip.
Yeah,
it's not that bad. I mean, we could do it, but we need some finances to do it. So if you guys want to see us tape fabulous things in exotic locations.
Yeah, well, we just got to let you shiver through the cool waters a little bit.
That's right.
All right. So with that in mind, now that we kind of talked about all that. One more for good measure. Okay. These cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me. This technique purifies me. Hail unto you, Omnichuru. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands. Our purity is within our hearts.
Oh my.
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't do anything about it, but cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure, we are pure, we are pure, we are pure. No, really. We are. something to heat them up ahead of time, there wouldn't be cool waters then, would they? You know? Like it's
Yeah, it's
just
supposed to get down to like 41 tonight for us.
we're actually having a kind of a warm up, so I was able to bring the papyrus and the little water lilies back outside. But I tell you what, I hope this works because I have some little tiny water lilies, Egyptian blue water lilies growing, and I'm gonna have to bring them inside when it gets colder. And so I'm trying to set up an aquarium with like an aerator and stuff like that so I can put them in it. And I haven't had an aquarium or anything like that since I was 6 years old. So I'm like, okay, I'm winging this, but and it's not even for fish; it's for water lilies. But we'll see how it works. Um, if we get something cool, I'll put it in a video. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra and all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world, to everyone who's tuning in with us now and will be joining us in the future. This eye of Horus comes, and we are purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
And we will light a candle for Sobek and welcome him for our pure rites. And Sekhmet, that she may bring healing for everyone who needs it, for everyone who is sick and feeling low in spirit. May Sekhmet bring light and healing, and may Mafdet bring us protection. You arise in the Akhetis Kepri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and to you, O Neet, the Great. Came from Nun at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, O Neet, O Sobek. Hail and praise unto you, O Yunachiru, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out Espet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. Okay. Take these, your cool waters, which are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. Oyunachuru. These cool waters are the eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We give you this milk from the great flood, Oyunachuru, that you may be purified with it. There we go. We give you incense. We give you incense, great of purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. It cleanses you. It adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. Oyunachuru. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. There we go. Take this, your bread on which gods live. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. This bread is the eye of Horus, Oyunachuru. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. I realize I just did that twice, but be at peace. In peace, in peace. Now, the gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Neat, O Sobek, Oyunachuru. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine, and your water. And we say this as a prayer as well, that the gardens may continue to prosper for everyone, because I've been reading some disturbing news about things like the harvest for snow crabs. There won't be a snow crab season in Alaska this year because there just haven't been any. The waters have been too warm. And here in Louisiana, they raise crawfish, but they're thinking they're actually going to have to cancel the crawfish season next year because they just haven't had enough of a chance to develop. And by the way, we call them crawfish. They're called crayfish, crawdads, mudbugs, outside of Louisiana. But that's what they are. You've probably heard about them, or seen them somewhere. But the harvest for them usually comes in, around late January or February is when they start. But they're thinking they won't be able to do that because this year's just been so hot and dry. So we say prayers that there can still be a harvest of something, and that the gardens can prosper, even if it has to be in a different form. So, and of course, our growing season is wrapping up, but for our viewers who would be in the southern hemisphere, it's just getting started, and so we want them to have some success this year too. Pure, pure is Ra Horaketi within his house. Pure, pure is Neat, the great mistress of Sais, within her house. Pure, pure is Sobek, lord of Ombos, lord of Sais, with his mother Neat. Pure are they within their house, and pure are the cause of all of these gods, with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure. For Ra Haraketi, for Neat, for Sobek, in every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Haraketi. Come to your body, O Neat, O Sobek. Come to your bodies, O your Necheru, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba, to these your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people, lift these offerings before the faces of these gods. Raise these offerings before Ra Haraketi, before Neat, before Sobek. All life comes from them. All stability comes from them. All health comes from them. All good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time. O Ra Haraketi, and your son, the Osir Nisu, Neb Kepri Ra, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. Okay. And from the table of the gods to the table of the blessed dead, we light this candle, that it may be the eye of Horus that lights their way in Duat. And we pour these cool waters from the table of Osiris, that their hearts may be refreshed. Horekeu, Ta Henket, Kakao Abdu, Senechel Rahat, Kutnibet Nofra Wabet Alket Nacharim, and Kawen Aku Punibu, Ma Kirinibu Kirinachra. A voice offering, bread and beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a god lives, for the cause of all of these Aku, all true of voice before the great God. Oh, hey, you two. Sarah Kekaway and Kid Fox. And oh, hang on, and I'm seeing the mysteries now. We're which mysteries are you talking about, Sabrina? The is that like the Eleusinian mysteries? Because the Koyak mystery, the Feast of Osiris, also called the Osiris Mysteries. For us, it's going to be in early November, and of course, other folks that start their year a little later, it'll be a little later in November. For other Reconstructionists and folks, they'll do it a little closer to Thanksgiving, but we do it right after Halloween. But different mysteries from the Greek ones. So. Okay, but continuing on, now we come unto you, O Ra, O Neat. As Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your Ka shall live. Truly, your Enid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Enid says unto you, your word is law, eternally. The Svet is cast out by your word, and rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And may we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. Okay. All right, hey, sure. Do you know anything about the syncretized Aset Aphrodite? I'm a hard polytheist, but that kind of stuff is interesting. I don't know about Aset and Aphrodite. I do know there was an Isis, or they called her Isis Thermatis, and it was Aset and Renutet combined, and they identified her with Demeter. So, and that is something that they have record of shrines to her from Roman times. So, as for Isis and Aphrodite, I don't know. What's up?
Did you light some different incense?
This one is not supposed to have any patchouli in it. It's supposed to be fennel, sandalwood, cinnamon, and clove. But I guess it's giving you a hard time.
It's way different. I mean, I got to the door and my head exploded.
Okay. Yes. Word to the wise, we've figured out that certain blends of incense are less allergy friendly than others. This one, you might be relieved to know there's only one stick of that one left. Sandalwood, fennel, cinnamon, clove, and spices. Yeah, I was trying to do something clove for Neath because my own personal gnosis is that clove is kind of a neat sort of thing. But if I need to switch out to something like straight sandalwood,
no, I'm just gonna have to
step out.
Look, yes. I got about halfway down the hall. It was like, and then I just felt my sinuses go. What the heck is that? You know.
Well, we can always put it out if that would make it easier for you.
Well, This is an offering, so no.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah, because yeah, I'm not using the patchouli anymore because I know that got to you. But
Love you guys.
yeah. Okay. Well, yes, Darren will be joining us again in a minute. We're going to read a few prayers and then we'll get to the fortunes in just a minute. And see, the thing is, I had written something that earlier this week that I was going to share, and I hadn't gotten a chance to read it to you yet either.
Well, then I'll stay.
Okay. Okay.
I'll let you read that, then I'll hit the escape pod.
Okay. All right. Well, then we'll do that real quick because, all right. One of Neith's titles is Opener of the Way. There's another deity that also has that title, and that's what his name means. And so I wrote this. Like I said, this is brand new. If you remember the Anubis poem that I wrote, this is kind of in the same vein. So, lost among the dusty heaps of war rubble, an orphan cries. Hidden in the alley shadows, a runaway searches with empty eyes. Stolen from safety, a child faces alone a world full of danger and lies. Suddenly they see 4 feet pad over the debris, the concrete, the old dirty carpet. Long golden ears perk up. A cold wet nose greets them with a sniff, sniff, sniff. Pet me, he says, though his muzzle never moves. I won't hurt you, he wags his long tail. His soot-gray fur is soft, soft, soft. Follow me, he turns, his movements like water. Questions take up his trail, stumbling at first. Where's Mom and Dad? Where is it safe? Where are people who won't hurt me? Where are people who will love me? The wise old canine knows all these questions. Don't worry, he answers, nose ever leading forward. I led my father to safety too. I know where to go. A million different paths, each one unique, and he leads the way upon them all. Some trails lead to open arms of family. Other trails begin with an ear of compassion, an act of intervention. On some trails, the canine walks side by side. My brother is like me, he says. He is very kind. He will take you home. What is your name? They often ask. I open the way, is all he will say. For all the lost children in this world, and all the lost children at heart, let this be our prayer. May the opener of the way guide you, ever steadfast, ever true, to safety, to peace, to a place that's home for you. And of course, most of you would know that's Wepawed.
Wow.
And so
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Wepawed's kind of been poking me with a cold nose or something. So that
There's
was
been lots of folks looking after you.
Yeah.
You've gone through a lot.
yeah, this was not an easy week for me. I skipped out on a funeral this week. So that I could bring Darren down to work on things for his mom. And, I've been having to deal with that. And, I've really had to keep my walls up this week because it's been tough. But one little bit of zen that I got, and I have to share this because Neith and Wepawed are both opener of the way. Well, sometimes we have to ask them to close off certain ways. And our prayer this week is for them to block off the paths that are bad. And the ways for bad things to get in and open the paths for us to safety, to peace, to better tidings, to all of those things. So I guess that's our prayer for them. And for Sobek, let's see. Got a couple of things for him. For Papadile, I love the pet name that we gave him. That comes from Kai Sobek. Hail to you, twin of Ra, who arose from the primeval waters, Lord of Tashe, son of Neet, mighty God whose seizing cannot be seen, ruler of the rivers, governor of the winds, great male, rutting bull, Lord of love, Lord of the Aku spirits, he who loves ticking, great of terror. Drive off your wrath, let pass your raging, cut short your mourning. Let your beauty come, your splendor. Welcome in peace, O Lord of peace. For you are the raging one who drives away evil, the Lord of the Nile who makes the two banks flourish, Lord of the winding waterway in the sky, in your carnelian temple in the mountain of Bahu. Okay. And of course, if anybody's got any requests, let me know. We'll pass those along. I think somebody was mentioning Nebet Hot. I know somebody's working on an Ankh. They got some beads, and so hopefully we can give you some good mojo for that. And yeah. Yes, it's funny. Lots of other folks are saying Wepoet has been super active lately. So a lot of folks have been doing that. Okay, so Valen says I keep trying to link, stuff with Isis and Aphrodite, but no dice. I guess we need to see if there's some folks from Neos Alexandria that know anything that they can share with us. Okay, Vespers says, super thanks. Hey, healing, protection, prosperity, peace, and clear breathing to all. Thanks to Tauret for Kit. Wait a minute, Kit Fox, did you have your little one? Because it said, thanks to Tauret for Kit Fox. Okay, wait a minute, they're on the way. That's right. Because the due date's closer to Christmas, if I remember right. Prayers for Blind Rob. His dad died last Monday, and things are moving regarding him getting the house. Oh boy, we know where you're at.
Yeah. We really do.
Yeah.
All our love and prayers.
Yes. Okay. Yes, and with regard to Wepoet, he is he's kind of a counterpart to Anubis. The thing is, he's also a son of Osiris. Now, in the Osiris mysteries at Abydos, he would lead the procession down to the western desert and to the shrine for the mysteries. And he was actually associated a little bit with Horus at that point because he's the champion of his father. So that's why in the poem he says, I don't worry, I led my father to safety too. And there's some discussion as to whether or not he was a jackal or a wolf, and they think he was actually a wolf. And it's funny because the Greeks called a suit Lycopolis, which was Wolf Town. And what's intriguing to me, and this is something I'd have to find a way to share links to other videos, but you're free to look this up, on YouTube. But they describe the Osiris mysteries as having there would be an enactment where they would drive off the enemies of Osiris, which suggests like some mock combat or something. And of course it gets you to wondering, well, what would that look like? There's a form of dance that exists in Egypt today, and it originally was a martial art. And there are folks that have revived it as a martial art in Egypt, and it's called tatib. But if you look up Egyptian stick dancing, they're in the robes and they've got these staffs that are almost like bows. And when they swing around, to me, it almost looks like Middle Eastern Jedi, and because the movements to our eyes, kind of look like that. But that's probably what they were doing in the Osiris mysteries, or something kind of like that. And so that would be, because that's a way you can stylize combat without actually hurting anybody and make it part of the festival proceedings. So that's my theory, is that you have that little modern connection. So
Yeah, and we can often consider that Upawet is a little bit more militant than
Yeah.
Oh
boy. Yes, it's sarcastic. Mock combat, you say. Yes, and you can actually study Tatib now as a martial art. So I'll have to find some links and put them on the Discord or something like that, because I thought that was so cool. It's something modern, and it's Egyptian. That they're even starting to have Tatib, Egyptian stick fighting tournaments now. They started like about 6 or 7 years ago, which I think is incredibly interesting. But yes, that has a direct link back to traditional practices, because there's even pictures in reliefs of stick fighting that looks just like the modern folk dance. So
I'm also reminded of they have certain observances where they have those proto fights, or not proto fights, but mock fights.
Yeah, apparently they do it at weddings. Talk about a way for the in-laws to hash it out.
Yeah, really. They should do that like every 5 years.
Well, I don't know. There's some folks I'd want to beat with a stick. There would be nothing stylized about it, but yeah, let's go ahead and say our prayers to definitely for Tauret to continue looking after Kit Fox, and finish out this we want to see the baby for Christmas, or for actually there's a Feast of Neat on December 25th. So we asked Neat, who said to have instituted childbearing where there had been none before, and so we asked her to keep an eye on Kit Fox and make sure that it all goes well. And I like it. It's sarcastic. You and me, Rich. Well, I tell you what, you guys start studying some stick dancing for us. Okay, cool. Okay, with the jackal fever. Hey, cool. All right. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to pull our cookie for everyone. And I tell you what, last week's I definitely was, I had to refer back to it multiple times, because last week's for everyone was examine the situation before you act impulsively. And you can ask Darren. I had to do a lot of that. But we'll see what the fortune for this week is for everyone. So if someone's tuning in and bearing with us, through all our jackal fever, after the fact, this cookie is for you too. So. There is no greater pleasure than seeing your loved ones prosper.
I've gotten that one myself before.
Yeah. There is no greater pleasure than seeing your loved ones prosper. So that is our message for the week. So just look after our loved ones. Okay. And I see the list here. All right. So Vesper has a cookie for Aslan on Discord, and then Zabela, and then Mistress Angelica. Okay, so
I missed mine last week.
Okay, well then, all right, I'll slip yours in there. But it's for Aslan on Discord. Oh my. Vesper, I almost wonder if one of these is for you. But here, let me read them both. Because two came out. This is the first one. Faith is the big bird that feels the light and sings while the dawn is still dark. And I'll read it again. Faith, or excuse me, not the big bird. Faith is the bird that feels the light and sings while the dawn is still dark. So, yes, you know it's coming. Everybody else can't see it yet, but you can, and that's why you're the bird that sings while it's still dark outside. So that is what faith is. Now, you've got one more here. Again, this is for Aslan on Discord, but Vesper, you asked. So, there. And as a matter of fact, there's two of them in here. So this is interesting. There's actually three of them here. When the moment comes, take the top one. Now, the other one. There is no substitute for hard work. All right. So faith is the bird that feels the light and sings while the dawn is still dark. When the moment comes, take the top one. There is no substitute for hard work. All right, so pass those on to Aslan, but like I said, I think one of them might be for you too. Okay. Oh, okay. And by the way, Jehentium Hub, I saw your messages. Welcome, and I'm glad you're here. I said I don't know if this is appropriate or not because I'm still very new, but I got a prayer for guidance on this new path. Can I get a prayer on? Oh no, sure. Absolutely, and just you know what, take your time, be comfortable, and just enjoy being here, and when it's time, people will let you know. You know, you might get the jackal fevers, as people were talking about, or another one. So wait a minute, hang on, let me get this stuff in there. What did you say the stick fighting and dance is called? Okay, hang on. Let me type that in real quick, and then we'll continue with the cookies with Zabalon. It's called Hatib. There we go. Okay, so check for my comment, because that's how it's spelled, and just look for that. Heaven forbid we inspire someone to to study a traditional Egyptian folk art, or modern martial art. Okay, so Zabalon. Okay, Zabalon, this one's for you. Zabalon, somewhere deep inside, we all can fly. Somewhere deep inside, we all can fly. So that is for you. Okay, and Mistress Angelica. Make sure that we didn't lose a part of it in here. Nope. Okay. Wait, no, it's in here. Okay. Success comes with cans, not with cannots. So, Mistress Angelica, success comes with cans, not with cannots. And I guess if Darren were here, his a Yoda quote, always with you what cannot be done. Um, so think about what you can do and concentrate on that. Success comes with cans, not with cannots.
Darren had to step away.
Huh?
Darren had to step away.
Yeah, he had to step away because apparently the incense was really messing with his allergies. And that was kind of a surprise because usually that one isn't a problem, and I know it doesn't have patchouli in it, or it's not supposed to. But
it may be reacting to the same thing that's giving you the stuffiness.
Oh well, no, my sinus headache started hours ago. That's I think just from being outside and it's been dry, and the it's gotten warmer, and so probably late season ragweed and stuff like that. That just happens, and down here, the allergy season lasts for a very long time. It's more like most of the year. You get a little bit of a reprieve, December through February, and then boom. So that's just how it is. But I'm gonna have to order some incense that is not the same kind of spice blends. Get like probably some cedar or some pine. Definitely some pine for when we do like the Osiris mysteries. So okay. So Kit Fox and then Sebekekaway. And then Sarcastic. Okay. So Kit Fox. There are no ordinary moments. Kit Fox, there are no ordinary moments. So I guess like what was that line from The Crow? Nothing is trivial. So that's Kit Fox, and that's Sebekekaway. Oh, you got two. I think we know what. Okay, the first one. There are no shortcuts to any place worth going. And now the second one. There we go. Swimming is easy. Staying afloat is hard. There are no shortcuts to any place worth going. Swimming is easy. Staying afloat is hard. So don't try to take don't try to take the easy route. Keep in mind that staying afloat is hard. How do we usually think of staying afloat? Maintaining what you have. That can be hard, but it may be a message to focus on that. So go ahead and tuck that in here. If Darren comes back in here, I'm going to ask him about that too. Okay, so yes, Sarcastic, and then Gabriel. Sarcastic. I love that you're like, what combat you say? And wow, this portrait was very easy to pull out. Some of them like get really caught up in there, and you got to break a cookie apart to not tear it. But this one was just like, boom. Take a vacation. You will have unexpected gains. Sarcastic. Take a vacation. You will have unexpected gains.
And I don't think they're talking about your weight.
About what?
Weight.
Right. Well, right. Yeah. Well, you take a vacation, you have a new experience, you learn something, you see something different, and coming from the openers of the way, that's something that can open new doors. So
Yeah.
take that opportunity. Okay, so Gabriel. Whenever possible, keep it simple. Gabriel, that message is for you. Whenever possible, keep it simple. Don't overthink things. Okay. So Kristen rebase for us and Cookie for Lee Roxy on Discord. Okay. And then Married Whipaway. And yes, the sarcastic thank you for the link to the Discord. And Serrano's, you practice Te. Okinawan martial art. Neat. Okay. Yeah, because my understanding is that in Okinawa, the locals there were not allowed to, have weapons, and so like a lot of weapons were originally farm implements or something like that. That's my understanding. But
that's why the bow staff is so prevalent across cultures.
Yeah, but Kristen, and then for Lee Roxy. All right. So, Kristen. Success is living up to your potential. That is all. Success is living up to your potential. That's all. So don't worry about defining it in any other way. Success is living up to your potential. Whatever that potential is. And now for Lee Roxy. There we go. Okay, for Lee Roxy. Time is the wisest counselor. Time is the wisest counselor. Okay, so next is Married Whipaway, and then D. Married Whipaway. It is better to light one small candle than to curse the darkness. So, Married Whipaway, that's for you. It is better to light one small candle than to curse the darkness.
We heard that one recently, too.
Yeah. But, hey, sometimes things, come around and it's like, it's someone
repeated,
else's...
a repeated message is one worth noting.
Yeah. And good times and bad. It's always interesting to me to see the things that are shared and like when you realize that you're not the only one who's going through a tough time. It kind of feels a little bitter because it's not like the universe is just dumping on you. And
Yeah.
And you're not alone in the world.
As a person who focuses on groups of people and paying attention to what others are doing, I notice patterns.
Yeah.
And in waves, whole groups of people will wind up getting something bad happen to them in the same time period.
Okay.
It really does show you the influences of things.
Yeah. Okay, so B, and then Luca, and then Sophia Brachowski. I hope I'm saying that right. So first is B. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this was one that got kind of caught up in there. All right. B, live in this moment. Very simple. Live in this moment. So don't be thinking too much about what's ahead of you. Worry about what's right in front of you. Live in this moment.
Yeah. It's very easy to get sucked into the past, worrying about what happened then, and whether or not it'll be repeated.
Or a future that hasn't happened yet. Or, I've got to do this or that. Be in the moment. They're things that you'll miss if you're not just in that moment. Or another Yoda quote, never his mind on where he was, what he was doing. So now it's Luca. And by the way, Darren does have a vintage Yoda 8-ball.
Yeah.
And the fluid is drying out of it by now, but it is an actual Yoda 8-ball. But okay, so Luca, experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. So Luca, experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. And sometimes the experience is the better thing because you're that much better armed for the next time. So experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. So next is Sophia. Get it open, huh? There we go. Better to do something imperfectly than to do nothing perfectly. So, Sophia, better to do something imperfectly than to do nothing perfectly. So don't worry about not doing it right. Just better to do something imperfectly. There we go. I'm trying to tuck it in. Okay. Okay, and you're saying this. I'm hoping to get some clarity about recent job applications. Hopefully that gives you something. Don't worry about trying to do it to answer everything perfectly. Just be yourself. I think is the sense that I'm Yeah. Okay, so Seti the Redcap from Hathor, please. It's been nearly 2 years since I came across this channel. Well, that's awesome. Hey, happy channelversary, I guess. Um, and Gabriel, do you ever think you'll do a day in the life video? A day in mine? Um, I don't know.
You've kind of you've approached that somewhat, but it'd be quite a feat to try and do an entire day for you. Wake up.
Oh goodness. Well, the thing is, there's some stuff that I would have to, I couldn't include because I have to help Darren with things, kind of a personal nature and stuff like that, and so some of it is kind of mundane, and other parts of it are just very hectic and like oh crap, I had to do this, um tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning, I'll be on the phone doing an interview for insurance, and I'm like, and then I gotta go, and so yeah, my life is full of all the tedium that y'all's are too. So now if there was something specific that you were going for, then by all means, if you want the cliff notes on something, let me know. But as even said, is a jolly guy and less than an official function. Set has kind of an interesting sense of humor that I've noticed. But so Jehuti Imhab wants a fortune, absolutely. Yeah. So we'll do Seti the Red Cap, and then Jehuti Imhab, and then Sarana. So we're trying not to, because I know we're past the hour mark. I want to try and wrap it up, but. We make sure that everybody gets what they came here for, as humanly as possible. Seti the Redcap. It is a happy talent to know how to play. It is a happy talent to know how to play. Now, that could be to play an instrument, but also to play as in have a good time. And I think,
enjoy yourself.
Yes.
They're saying that essentially you take some time for your leisure activities.
Now, Seti, if you do play any kind of instrument, that might be a bit of encouragement towards that too. But
yes.
Okay, so for Jehuti Imhab. Okay. It is most gratifying when a goal is achieved through one's efforts. It is most gratifying when a goal is achieved through one's efforts. So I think that's a bit of encouragement. Work on it. You'll get there, and it will be satisfying because you did it yourself. So it is most gratifying when a goal is achieved through one's efforts. So next for Sarana and for her oldest. So there we go. Okay, so this is for Sarana. And then we'll pull it for the oldest. Wow, Sarana, suppose you can get what you want. Suppose you can get what you want. Now, the hit that I immediately got off of this was, um, think about everything that would entail. Think about what you want. Okay, if you get it, then what? So, be ready for all of the, all that could entail. But suppose you can get what you want, but that still points to good positive possibilities. Just be prepared for them. Now, for your oldest. Okay, Serrana, for your oldest. Your tongue is your ambassador. Your tongue is your ambassador. So be careful what you say. That is your ambassador. Even if they're talking about they think that, well, I'm talking smack about somebody else. It still reflects on you too. So your tongue is your ambassador. Okay. And let me catch up. Okay. Saber Kekwa is saying, too much to do and not enough time. Okay. Okay. And so, Jim, have you got that? All right. Okay. when the basket shakes him and it sounds like we're hand cloned by Devo. Cool. Well, work is your day. Was it good? I just gotta talk to the heart more often. Well, okay, so Sabrina Kimbrough, and this is your first time, isn't it, Sabrina? Well, we'll definitely pull a fortune for you. And by the way, thank you for hanging in so long. So I'm just trying to catch up. As much needed. God's Turn is much needed. More funerary videos. Day in the Life Kemetic, a parody of the Christian That Girl. Let me research that. But okay, so Sabrina Kimbrough. We'll make sure we get yours, and then we'll try and wrap things up. But if anyone has any other prayer requests, or fortune requests, just let us know before we wrap it up.
Do one for me right before we wrap up.
Okay. I was gonna ask if you wanted to do a beta on something afterwards, but
okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, but Sabrina, example is better than perception. Example is better than perception. So being the good example is one, but also getting a sense that people give examples of themselves, all the time. So don't worry about the perceptions. Worry about what other people are actually doing and what you're doing. An example is better than perception.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
People do basically give you insights into who they are based on what they actually do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and people can say things, and that's not what they really mean. And that's one of the reasons why I completely avoided my family this week, is because they are very good at doing that. And that's, drama and stuff going back decades that I didn't want to that was a minefield I wasn't going to walk into.
Yeah,
And
it's
so,
understandable.
yeah, but now I also have to say it was a hard decision because that also means that I left my brothers out of all that too. But I'm willing to try and make things up with them. But the rest of them, no, they had their chance a long time ago, and some people won't give the next generation the dignity of being adults, even though they have been for a while. So you know, uh, I'm going to do the adult thing and leave them alone. So, but that's kind of what I've been dealing with, and I have to say, guys, thank you so much because the affirmation that I get from you guys on this, and knowing that people have gone through some similar things really helps because when you have to dig in to protect yourself, sometimes you start to second guess yourself and wonder if all the things that you went through are really real, and yes they are. It's just when you're under duress, you know um, sometimes it can cloud your vision and your perception, and that's always difficult. But that's why we have friends and people we trust around us to help us find the right way. So, all right, so we're gonna make the offerings endure now. If anybody else needs something, I'll check over here. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Yanu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Enid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the Shrine of Shenit in Yunu, endures. As the name of Oser, Kentiamentiu endures. As the name of Aset in Necheru endures. As the name of Sutech in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pei endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Khamenu endures. As the name of Ra in the Akhet endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Neat, O Sobek. You have come in peace, O Yunachiru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, Neat, Sobek. May you go forth in peace, O Yunachiru, to every place where your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. All right. I'm going to check over here, make sure I didn't miss anybody. And you know what? Since you guys requested something about, day in the life or, some of the skits, Morgan wanted to get with us and do some goofy skits. So I'm going to have to talk with him about this and we'll do some brainstorming. But
It would definitely be funny to set up a skit where you're in the middle of doing something and Darren does something.
There's many pagans. Many pagans think we can't make the gods a part of our lives or find it hard to make time for them. You can maybe inspire us, show it's possible to be pagan. Well, you know what? That does give me some ideas, and I'm working out videos for next year, and so that actually is a great that gives me some ideas there. But and we'll be able to get a copy of the poem for Weapaway. Yeah, let me see if I can get that. I wanted to read it to you guys and kind of get your thoughts first. But yes, and Blind Rob, that's right, because Blind Rob's father passed away, and so things are going on with that. And I'm so glad you got through this week. May you continue to be protected from all the negative waves. So that thank you. I love you, Vesper. Thank you so much. And could Darren also do a divination with the Yoda ball in the future? You know what? Let me talk to him about that. That might be something fun we could do sometime. But and I still need to get with you guys on Discord and find out when would be good times to get on and maybe do some video chats, because I know we've got folks all over different time zones, but maybe later this weekend, like Sunday or something, if y'all are free, just shoot me a message or something, and we'll see if we can test out the new board that I've got. But yeah, Jehitium Hub Sarcastic gave a link a little further up for there's an invitation for the Discord. Let me see if I can get it. Yes, here we go. I'll see if I can repaste it. There we go. So that's right. It's almost midnight. Yeah, I know. It's like 10:30 over here, guys. Thank you so much for hanging in there, because I know we ran an hour and 20 minutes. But I hope it was enjoyable for everyone, and I certainly enjoyed having you guys here. And I will work on those other things, like the wet poem, and some prayers for mental health and to connect with the gods deeper from Gabriel. And oh, okay, Sarcastic. My roommate's out for the weekend. I'm gonna be lonely. I would love a video chat with y'all. Okay, I'll see what we can do. All right, much love, guys. Thank you so much. I don't know what the ORD was in there, but please stay safe and well. And if I can type. Hope to see you again next week. All right. Yeah. I was just, copying and something. Okay. The Discord, and like, that was like the last 3 letters I just pasted in there. So, all right. But love you guys. Thank you so much. Yes. And have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.
Be well, everyone.
That's right. Thank you guys for being here. And thank you, Gabriel. I appreciate you guys being here. I really do. So love you very much. And Darren does too. He just had to step out. We'll see you next time.